Hello and welcome to this segment of Lawrence Live. I'm Dr. Sean Smith, Superintendent of Schools, bringing you to this segment of Lawrence Live, and we are masked down today as I'm sitting very closely here next to our two basketball players from Lawrence Central High School and Lawrence North High School. So I'm excited to bring these two ladies here, and really the timing of this is fantastic, ladies, because we are in the Marion County tournament. And a little birdie told me that this weekend in the semifinals, both of my teams made it. So let's start with the Lawrence Central Bears. Introduce yourself, young lady.
My name is Felicia G, and I play for the Bears. I'm a guard, number 25.
Number 25. I like that. You went all the way down the line. I do know the number. I know the face. And young lady, introduce yourself.
My name is Jayla Smith. I play guard at Lawrence North. Number's 24, and I'm a senior.
All right. You two know each other?
Yes.
We went to middle school.
You went to middle school. Look,
Yes.
look at you. Then you compete against each other. Huh? We know that. So it's always exciting, ladies and gentlemen, to bring our top athletes to the table. And both teams are having a great year. And so let's start off with the Bears. We always go with the Bears. Alicia, what's going on this year? How are you guys doing as you start the season? I look down at your record, and I've been at several of your games. You guys are doing really well this year. Is that correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So this year, honestly, I feel we have a team that is hungry, and we really have something to prove this year. So we're willing to show that in every single game we play.
Well, it certainly looks that way, and Dr. Smith has truly enjoyed my visit to, I think I've seen maybe 3 or 4 of your games this year. And other than one, I think you guys won all your games. So, and a winning record this year, is that correct?
We're at 6-2.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Let's go to the Wildcats. We got to give equal treatment here. Let's talk about the Wildcats. What's going on this year?
We're moving along. We're doing okay, especially last year with us winning state.
Mhm.
You know, we're trying to work up back to that point. So pretty much just going game by game, and it really starts in practice. We're just working to get back to the top.
Okay, so you got that in. You guys won state championship, so you're the champs. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
We got that in before we had the pandemic, so congratulations on that. And Ms. Smith, you guys, and I've watched several of your games. Matter of fact, I think almost all the games I've seen this year for you guys won. So I may be a
Yes.
good luck charm coming to
Yes.
all the games. But you guys both have had really incredible competition in girls basketball here in Central Indiana, and so I'm really proud of both teams. But I like to go deeper when I bring our student athletes on, not just to talk about what they're doing on the court, but let's talk about both of your futures. And you're both seniors, okay,
Yes.
and you have done incredibly well as students. So let's talk about, what is your future plans, Ms. G?
So I plan to go to ISU, and I will study business management because I would like to own my own business one day. Or I will go to my mom's salon and help work with her and increase her business and grow as a family.
Okay, outstanding. Let's talk about schoolwork. So what have you done in the classroom? So, because you know, students watch this, the younger students are watching out there.
So
What does it take?
discipline, my GPA is a 4.1, so it's prioritizing mostly. It's making sure you get all your work turned in and on time. And
Now, you know I enjoy watching you play, but when you tell me you have a 4.1, I'm more excited about that. So congratulations, young
Thank
lady.
you.
Ms. Smith, let's talk about you. Let's talk about your future plans, both in and out of the classroom.
All right. Well, after college, like Felicia, I want to own my own business. So I plan to go into business. My dad, he owns his own business. So I don't know what I want to do yet, but I know I want to go into that type of subject. And with schoolwork, you know, you got to sort of balance that and be responsible, especially with practice, you have games. So yeah, school and class has been good.
It's been very good to you. What about your future college plans? Where do you plan on going?
I'm
You made a big announcement last year. I remember that.
I'm planning on going to Purdue University to play basketball.
Okay, so you're going to continue to, both of you plan to continue to play basketball, but you obviously received a scholarship to Purdue University, so congratulations to both
Thank
of you. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we have some incredible student athletes. I'm really honored to have these two young ladies here. I've gotten to watch both of them play for 4 years, and as I said earlier, I'm not just concerned about how well they do on the athletic field, but what they're doing as student athletes and as role models. And for both of you, you're certainly a fine example of the excellence that we have in Lawrence Township. So I want to wish them both the best of luck. I know this weekend there's a possibility you two could play each other, is that right?
Yes.
For the county championship. We want the county championship. Matter of fact, are the Wildcats the defending champs? Did you win the county last year?
Yes, we did.
You won the county last year. The Bears told me they want to. Oh, is that right? You want that trophy?
we're fighting.
All right, I like the sound of that. And we do this in good nature, and it's great that we have two excellent high schools. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this segment of Lawrence Live. And coming up next, I have to bring the boys to the table. Thank you. Thank you and welcome back to this segment of Lawrence Live. I'm Dr. Sean Smith, and I'm back with two incredible young men representing our two high schools. Of course, we're practicing social distancing with our mask on today, and so I'm glad to have with me our two leaders from Lawrence Central High School and Lawrence North High School. So we'll start with the Bears. Introduce yourself.
My name is Greg Jenkins. I play guard, and I'm a senior at Lawrence Central High School.
Okay, let's go to the Wildcats.
I'm DJ Hughes. I play at 3, and I go to Lawrence North. I'm a senior this year.
All right, gentlemen, it is nice to have the men on here. It's basketball season, and we're well on our way as we're into this basketball season during COVID-19. But last year, gentlemen, it was tough, wasn't it? We lost the basketball tournament, and we were hosting the Bears, our sectional last year. And then after that, the season was canceled. So, guys, I'm gonna let you guys just share with the public. How did that feel last year? Greg?
I mean, I didn't like it. We lost to Lawrence North, so, it really didn't affect us as much. But yeah, it just didn't affect us as much.
It's a tough call, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it
Well, it
was a
was.
tough call.
It was. DJ, you guys won the sectional, and then no gap basketball.
Yeah. For us, we were real disappointed. Even our coach was kind of disappointed because we had in our minds that after we got out of that sectional, because the sectional had some of the best teams in the state, like Lawrence Central and Warren and Crispus Attucks. And the people that come out of that sectional are usually the ones that end up on top at the state championship.
Absolutely,
so we were
absolutely.
definitely disappointed.
So we got past that, and now we're able to play. So, gentlemen, I'll start with you, DJ. What are your coaches doing with you now to make sure it's safe for you guys? Because it is a little bit different now. So what's happening behind the scenes?
We gotta wear masks anytime we're going in and out the gym, anytime we're just kind of standing, there's not doing anything really athletically. And we always get the same spiel at the end of practice, stay away from people, make sure you're not out in parties and doing this and that.
So are you guys staying safe? And anybody, we'll put it out there, if we had anybody have to be quarantined on the basketball team?
Before the season, we had one person had to be quarantined, but it was well before the season started. And
Well, I heard the Wildcats, the Bears over here, they in good shape. Good
Yeah.
shape, Greg?
Yes, sir.
Good shape. I know that. Greg, so you guys, now you're into the season, and you've obviously kicked off both teams, and, what does it feel like not having fans in the arena?
It's you can't feel you can't feel the crowd getting you hype and stuff. And after you make a big basket and the fans are with you, and yeah.
It feels different.
Yeah,
Because, that first shot between that LCLN game, and ladies and gentlemen, they just played this week and they're getting along here very nicely. But that first shot, DJ and Greg, what happens in that arena at LCLN? The fans go crazy, don't they, on that first shot? So it is tough not having it, but we're certainly very honored that we're able to have this season for you young men. And you guys have certainly both gotten off to a good start and representing the district very well. But as you all know, when I bring you on this show, I'm more concerned about what you two young men are doing in the classroom. I've had the joy and privilege of being your superintendent the entire time you guys have been in high school, and I remember you both all the way back to middle school. So, Greg, what's your future plans, man? What are you up to? What are you planning to do?
I plan to go to college and study business. I want to have my own business, and I just want to be on my own, independent. And yeah.
Well, you haven't decided on where you're going to go to college, so colleges are looking at you. Dr. Smith's going to get a commercial for you. This is an incredible athlete, so somebody's going to really gain by having you on their basketball team. I think Coach Gooden would agree with me on that, so keep working hard. DJ, what about you? What's going on, young man?
I'm going to be going to Butler University.
Well, you hear all those screams out there? It's all my teachers and faculty members here in Indianapolis that know about Butler, but a great choice, young man.
Appreciate it.
Right. So what do you plan to do, son?
Hopefully, I want to start studying nutrition. I want to end up being a nutritionist. Hopefully, after I can play basketball at a higher level and keep going higher and higher. So hopefully, I'll play professional somewhere.
Okay. And if you don't do that, you certainly got something, both of you, to fall back on, because I've checked on you two guys. You're both excellent students and work hard in the classroom, and you've got a bright future ahead of you with basketball. But what advice, both of you, because you guys have a lot of people that are your fans out there, especially our students, what would you say to the younger students? I want both of you to give them a little bit of advice about basketball and being a student athlete. Greg, you first.
Just stay focused. It's kind of tough since being at home, and it's easy to get distracted. Just stay focused and disciplined, and work hard.
DJ?
Yeah, same thing. You got to stay focused because at home you already got all these different distractions, and it's real easy to not want to go to class. but you got to make sure that you do it, because if you get behind, then you get yourself stuck in a hole.
Absolutely.
And you can't get up from there sometimes.
Absolutely. Great advice for you two young men. And again, I'm just honored to have these two young men. I'm proud of you as superintendent. Like I said, I've watched you young men grow up and to be great young men and representing the district very well. And so I want to thank everyone for this segment of Lawrence Live. Up next, ladies and gentlemen, I have someone who's extremely important to our district, who has served as a board member for over 12 years. I can't wait to bring her on, our next guest. Thank you. Hello and welcome back to this segment of Lawrence Live. I am so honored today, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined today by Miss Carol Helmus, our school board member. Carol has served 12 years, ladies and gentlemen, as a board member for the Metropolitan School District of Lawrence Township. Let me get it out there. And so behind the scenes, this is an extremely important person. The first thing I want to do, Carol, is I enjoy the privilege that I get to interview, because when I was hired as superintendent, you interviewed me and did a segment just like this. But Carol will be retiring from the Board of Education, and I thought it would be prudent for us to bring her here to, first of all, let's thank Ms. Helmus for 12 years of service.
We'll say 12 and a half.
12 and a half, that's right. That's
Because
right.
they switched the elections,
Yep.
so 12 and a
12.
half. That half counts.
Right. And plus, she's had to have 7 years with her superintendent. So this is one of my bosses, and it's just such an honor to be with such a caring and supportive member of our community. So, Ms. Helmus, let's go back to the very beginning. 12 and a half years ago, you're a mom. You obviously had 2 kids in the school district. Why did you decide to run for the school board? And let's talk about the journey.
Sure. Well, it has been a journey, that is for sure. And it's been a remarkable 12 and a half years, considering my kids have been out of school now for 4 and a half. So for most of their school years, they knew me as a member of the school board. And so why I chose to run is at the time, there were things that I thought could be done differently or should be done differently and needed to change. And I found myself talking about those things a lot and decided, you can't sit around and complain about things you don't like if you're not willing to go in and make a difference. And so I chose to run and was blessed with a group of women who were just amazing, an amazing team to help me win the election. And so, as they say, the rest is history.
It is history. And Ms. Helmus, first of all, I'm a big advocate for public service. And ladies and gentlemen, our 5-member board serve as the statutory governing body for this great school corporation. And a lot goes on behind the scenes, and they're not paid a lot of money. Really, it's really free service, and a commitment from members to serve and oversee the governance of our district is really a big thing, Carol. So over that period of time, I do know you have served as our board president on multiple occasions. Talk a little bit about that, because that's a little bit different.
Sure. So I've been able to serve 5 terms under 2 different superintendents, and love that opportunity to lead the board. The main responsibility, I should say, serving on a board, we serve as one voice. So no member has any more say than any other member.
Well said.
And so as president of the board, my role is simply to coordinate the work of the board and to ensure that agendas for the meetings are set, that as a board we have the materials and information that we need to do our job, and that we're coordinating with the superintendent on ensuring that that high-level governance, or I say that 30,000-foot view, is really where the board should be doing the work, and looking at those things that need to be done, and having that vision for the school corporation. And we've done a lot of really amazing things. As the last few months, I've been thinking about where we have been and the things we've done, and it's been an amazing 12 years.
Well, let's celebrate that legacy, Ms. Helmus, because I talk with all the board members about their legacy, because when you're elected, all of you come with a certain passion or initiatives that you want to see. But what has happened over the last 12 years that makes you most proud as a member of our community?
Well, I think I came to the board in 2008 in May, right before or as the Great Recession was just starting off. And at the same time, property taxes had changed and the way schools were funded had changed. And so we were facing about an $11 million structural deficit here in Lawrence Township. We were seeing a decline in enrollment. We had to do a lot of difficult things. As many may remember, we closed Craig Middle School, which is now our LECC, to really right-size our buildings for our enrollment. And over the course of time, I'm proud to say that we have money set aside in our rainy day fund, which has come in handy in this pandemic time, as well as we have a cash balance. We have been able to implement a 20-year building plan that allows us to renovate all of our schools. And I think back to the early days, one of the ways that we thought we could fix our financial situation was to do a referendum. And we held off on that and were able to make adjustments and modifications in our what we were doing, so that that's what really made our building project possible. And so when we had the success of doing a referendum later last year, we were able to really make an even more significant impact. So very proud of that work. And then also student achievement is always the number one thing that we're always striving for. And so we've seen a significant increase in our graduation rate. We've seen incremental increases throughout the years in our test scores. And just really proud of the vision and the concerted effort that we have around equity, our equity work, and then also ensuring that all children excel at the highest levels.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, did you hear that? That's just, who wouldn't want to work for a group of people with that type of vision? And so you didn't say, Mrs. Helmus, one of your number one, you got to hire Dr. Smith. That's okay.
Oh, that's true.
I'm proud. I got to get that in there. But and it's a two-way street. It's an honor to work with and work for a community with the type of leadership that we have at the highest level of the organization. And Mrs. Helmus and the Board of Education have a great vision. And so, Mrs. Helmus, what's your lasting thing that you'd want to share with the public out there about the school corporation? Because you have committed, she said it. I said 12 years. She had to put in that half year because it is 16,000 students, it's 2,500 employees, and it's the entire township responsibility and burden of educating all of its students placed on the Board of Education. But what would be your last message you'd want to give to our public?
I think you have chosen an exceptional place to educate your children, to be a part of our community, whether you're a staff member, a faculty member, an administrator, whether you're a bus driver, an IA, anywhere that you serve in our community. You have chosen Lawrence Township, and we take that as a very, we find that to be very important, and we care about that choice, and we want to ensure that this is a district of destination, that what you have chosen to be a part of is a premier opportunity for your students in our community, and we trust, we're just so honored that you have trusted us with your most precious resource. And so I think I just can't, it's just been an amazing experience, and this is an amazing community where so many people value the diversity, they value the community, and they really want to see all children succeed. And that, you don't see that everywhere.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, well said. And Mrs. Helmus, on behalf of the entire faculty and staff as superintendent that I represent, it's been an honor and a privilege to have you as our board, I'm going to say president, because most of my time as superintendent, my board president was Mrs. Helmus. And I can't tell you how much I enjoyed meeting, listening to her. I've never been around. I've worked in 3 different school corporations as an administrator, and I told Carol this, that she's one of the best and I really mean this, in terms of setting high expectations for the entire organization. It started with Mrs. Helmus, and her service has been truly appreciated at the highest level, and she certainly left a lasting legacy of excellence in this community. So we thank you, Mrs. Helmus.
Thank you.
We have our last board meeting, ladies and gentlemen, on Monday, December the 14th. So tune in for that if you want to see. I know we have to go virtual, but Mrs. Helmus will certainly have much to say about the excellence here in Lawrence Township. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for this great segment of Lawrence Live. I appreciate you watching.
Thanks.